we very much now live in a world where we cannot predict what's going to happen, right? And things are shifting, they're shifting rapidly. People are shifting, the demands are different, the expectations are different than they used to be. There's a huge generational gap and clash also. So industries are really need to reinvent themselves. But no path is marked. So nobody knows which way to go. Like, it's not that it's clear cut and you just need to follow it. And obviously there are a few companies which are leading the way and people are following behind them. But even then there are some specifics that need to be tailored by you. It needs to be crafted by you. So a lot of the work that I help people do and that I help companies do is to find a way to craft that road and to open those pathways by expanding their ability to think beyond what's shown, beyond what's obvious. And that requires the ability to stand in the not knowing, which is very much of a practice that meditation helps a lot and mindfulness helps a lot, which is really just sit and be in the present. It doesn't matter what the past was, you don't know what the future will be, so just sit in the present and be ready. It doesn't mean like just sit and be lame. No, be ready and be alert. And that's a quality of leadership that we're needing to develop more and more. And so when I talk about chaotic leadership, it's really that ability to, say on the order side of things to cast the right team, to bring together the right people to be with you, the most excellent with the right skills, to have the right budget and the organization and the infrastructure that you need, all of those things that really require order. And then along with them, look into the unknown and say, okay, what's the chaos here? Like, we don't know how much we're going to earn this year, or we don't know what markets are going to look like, and shares and this and that.
How to change our product.
Or how to change our product. But we accept it, and we allow what's not predictable and what seems like obstacles to come to us, and we see them as gifts, and we look at them and we transform them and we adapt them. So say, if your client all of a sudden decides to not buy it from you and buy it from someone else, what is it telling you? Just look at it from an invitation perspective and say, what is it telling me? How can I take that as information, as data for me to go back home and do my work in the lab to redesign to something that clients really need? So that ability to dance between chaos and order really requires less fear and
trust.
It really requires trust. It requires courage. It requires not only trust in others, but also trust in it, but also trust in others. Trust in yourself. I think once we let go of control and we let go of order as much, we enable ourselves to get into something that we can call rhythm.
Flow.
Rhythm and flow, which honestly they're much more natural. They are nature. That's how nature works. Nature works in rhythms. And with this frantic life that we live, we oftentimes just forget what rhythm is. And so everything has, a beginning, a middle, and an end, or a seed takes time, and it goes into the sea, into the ground, and you don't see it for a while, and then it grows. Like, all of this we forget. So when we allow not to control, you allow rhythm to take over, and that shifts things, and that brings it much more of a humane perspective to how you lead, to how people follow you, to how you are compassionate with yourself as a leader as well, and how you hold yourself for maybe not being so on point and bright that day or that period, but just allow yourself to be liquid for that, because that's how life is, and just like water is liquid, it's solid, is vapor, there's so many.
Life is liquid.
Yeah. And then it takes so many forms. So there's just a sense of going back to being more us and more in tune with nature.
very beautiful perspective.
Thank you.
Especially at this moment, businesses need a big change in how they, in the way how they operate. Right? They have to be more open. They have to be able to change their directions faster, rather than the current asset of any leader or business would not be to know all the information, because that age is gone. Now is to be aware and being able to change themselves according to the new information.
Exactly.
Because now there's no straight path as it was before. Profits and products and people's minds and their demands are changing. We are facing climate change and the biggest extinction events that we have ever seen in the history of humanity so far.
Yeah.
Do you talk about that as well in the leadership programs?
About technology.
About, I would say, climate change and the issues that we face at large.
Also, yeah, a lot of the clients that I work with are looking into solution spaces for such kind of, more societal issues. So yeah, and alerting them and making them, if they're not aware yet, to just think about those things and realize those things. But most people that I work with are already pretty much in sync.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how are they? How do they respond when you talk about order and chaos, and how do they change their lives and their decisions?
So if I think of it, I don't really talk about it openly, like I did now.
Okay. Is it still a little taboo?
No, not so much. It's just I bring them into exercises that bring forth elements of it, that have to do with, as I said, like leading with uncertainty. Are you able to let go of your story to assimilate other parts, other bits of the story, and then make it a better story? And I do that all through exercises that come from the improvisational theater. So people can really feel it in their body as they're playing, because really it's a big play, it's a big game. They can then oh my God, it's so difficult. And then if I bring back to my work, that's exactly what I do. I'm often telling people, yeah, but this is not gonna work. Whereas, I should be telling them, yes, and what if we did this? And yes, and this is an awesome idea. Let's build on top of that, this and that. So small things that make them realize how non-innovative, non-open, oftentimes they are. And it's not them, it's just the education that we got. And at the same time, I think, now that I'm thinking about it, it could also be very valuable to just have more conversations in which they would be told maybe what I said now, about rhythms and flow and getting in contact with it and just bringing more of that. I would say something more of this integral spiritual perspective into
they
the
buy
picture.
into it. Are they ready yet, or?
I think a lot of them are. Yeah. And again, it's how you dress it, right? Yeah. And which wording do you use? But I think most of the people are. At least the ones that end up working with me. They're looking for it, and they might not just be given the chance to ever come across it. So it's also about showing what's the possibilities
And I guess your practice would grow as well, right? You would cover more topics as you go forward.
Yeah.
It would focus on things that are the need of this moment, of this time, and then later on you go on to something else.
Yeah, precisely.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends. It helps me, and most importantly, live the life you love. I'll see you later.